Hello there, and welcome to another Bojanian vlog. How are you doing? So, in this entry, I wanted to give a special message to you. And if you're someone who may be having a bit of trouble right now, or you're someone who's just doing their best, or you're someone who is on their path and forging the life that they want, a life that is centered around happiness and fulfillment, I have a message for you in this entry. And just to kind of break my character here a bit, like I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but I suppose I kind of am. I just really was inspired to make this entry, so let's get into it, shall we? In this entry, I wanted to encourage you to embrace whatever it is that you're experiencing right now. That's not an ultimatum, okay? That's my disclaimer for every single video. I'm not saying you should fully accept everything in your life right now, particularly if it's painful, because I wouldn't expect that of myself. Or let me rephrase that, like, I can't do that, I am, I'm not someone who can do that. I have my own worries and insecurities and moments of desperation and despair and loneliness and self-doubt and wondering if anything is ever going to be worth it in the end. I have moments of being annoyed, frustrated, just confused and bewildered and numb and suppressed. And I have these moments, well, we experience these things on this journey, and we do our best to go through it. And in the end, we come into a space of embrace. Unintentional rhyme there. So the message for this entry is, there's no message. That's not the right way of phrasing it. It's just embrace. That's what I want to say, is embrace what you are experiencing right now. Embrace the pain. Embrace the fear. Embrace the frustration. Embrace the darkness. Embrace the light. Embrace the love. Embrace that love. Embrace it. Hang on to it as hard as you can, for it is gone sooner or later. And then pain and despair once again set in. I don't want to be like a negative person. Like, I don't want to be like what's the thing I'm trying to say? I don't know. There's like a name for people who who are negative, right? I can't think of it right now for some reason. Like a negative Joe or something like that, right? I'm not trying to be a negative Joe here, but it does happen. And that's the truth, is that we all experience despair, even if we want to admit it to ourselves and to others. Regardless, we feel it. We feel a crushing loneliness sometimes, even when we're amongst other people. We feel unseen. We feel distant. We feel like there is a bridge that can never be crossed between yourself ourselves, myself, and the other person. How? How can you bridge what is unbridgeable with someone who is not you, with people who are not you, with people who experience their own pain and misery and joy and love, their own journey? How can you bridge two universes together like that? That's loneliness. And we sail through it like a raft through a storm, and we emerge somehow in one piece on the other side. Maybe not in one piece, but definitely alive on the other side. We do it somehow. And it becomes another piece of treasure that we've collected along the journey of life. Embrace that. Embrace it. Embrace all of those experiences and scars, because that's kind of what they are, scars that you have experienced in your life. Embrace them, for they are as much a part of you as the moments of inexplicable joy, of unparalleled bliss, of unfettered passion. You get the picture, right? I'm a bit of a poetic motherfucker. I like my flowery language and my eloquent, over-eloquent ways of describing things. But that's another thing to embrace. Embrace the side of you that is flamboyant and so enthusiastic about stuff. Oh my God, yay! Yay! I love the things that I love. You know, I love art, and I love interactive media rather, like games and things like that, and storytelling, and I love, you know, I love the feeling of pleasure. You know, I love pleasuring myself. I do. We all do, right? Unless you're a weirdo. Are you weird for pleasuring yourself or for not pleasuring yourself, right? I love eating good food, you know, like I recently ate, like, I recently found something called Emmental, I think it's called Emmental cheese, which is basically Swiss cheese, but it's so good, you know. Well, for now anyway, until I get sick of it. But that's it though. You know, I love feeling like I've accomplished something after a jog, you know. I love playing a piece of music on the piano and really feeling my way through it. I love singing. I love to sing. I love to sing. I love to sing. I love to sing, and I love the effect of music as it enters my ears and swirls around me and penetrates my soul. And I love beauty, you know. Embrace that. Embrace love, because it is a gift of life. Embrace every moment that you experience love and you're like, I'm not supposed to feel this. This is weird. This is weird. Why do I feel so, ugh? You know? Why do I feel this way towards this thing? It's so weird. You know? Maybe I caught something weird on the internet or on a porn site or something. And I was like, why do I feel so, like, intrigued by this? You know? Stepping into taboo territory here. Maybe I should keep the floodgates closed, but you know what I'm saying. Embrace love. Embrace the moments when you're frustrated because you're trying to write a piece of music and you're trying to write a novel, and it's just like, it's so hard because sometimes you're inspired and sometimes you're not, and you just want to be inspired all the time, you know. Why can't we be inspired all the time? Why do we have to fucking discipline ourselves to fucking to make art every day? It's like, but then you sit at the piano and it's like, wait a minute. And it's like, I remember. That's why I love to play the piano. That's why I love to write a novel, and to write this dialogue that's just so full of banter and 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 like humor and weirdness and like, you know, and betrayal, and like writing all these stories about like with symbolism behind it, and like, and drawing these drawings, you know, that are almost pornographic even. I'm not saying you draw pornographic, like anyone out there. I don't know what I'm saying right now. You know, I'm just kind of going with the moment here. You know, like, this is not the usual type of entry that I do. You know, usually I'm quite in my head and trying to explain some concept to you. But in this entry, I just wanted to share with you a piece of my heart, because I feel that maybe I don't do enough of that in this channel. You know, of course, I do like talking about my spiritual, you know, conceptualizing all of the things I come across in life, but I just felt that, yeah, I should maybe do an entry where I express myself, and I know it comes off awkward. Like, I'm in my head right now. I'm like, this is so awkward, but like, I don't even know why. Maybe it's because human beings are awkward. Maybe that's a sweeping generalization. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe you're weird. Maybe he's weird. Maybe she's weird. Maybe your neighbor keeps knocking on the wall because for reasons. You know, maybe your mom or your dad or whoever, your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse, your children, whoever it might be, maybe they keep texting you and you're just like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I just want to be alone, you know? I don't hate you. I'm not saying go away and never come back, never show your face to me again, you know? That's probably what they're thinking, but it's not what I just need my space, okay? I just need my space. Embrace that. Embrace the fact that you need your space. Embrace the fact that they will think of you as you want to perhaps not be intimate with them anymore. You know, embrace the fact that that then gives you the thought that maybe you need to talk to this person at some point. You don't have to do it now, but maybe at some point you need to be like, once you've sorted everything else out that you want to sort out in life, there'll come a time when you're like, okay, let's talk about this, if they're willing to talk about it. Some people don't want to talk about it. Embrace that also. You know. But this is the thing. This is the thing that's, to me, a bit limited about language, because it's like it's hard to express if you're just directly talking to someone how you feel without it sounding weird. You know. But I don't want to say I love you. I have said that in previous blog entries, and I mean it when I say I love you, but like probably not in the way that you're thinking, or whatever, you know. Anyway, this entry's weird, but you know, I don't do these entries very often, but I just kind of was inspired to maybe just go with it, go with the feeling and see what would come out. And I guess a bunch of stuff came out. Embrace it. Embrace the awkwardness, Bo. Embrace how your feelings change from minute to minute. When what you want to say trips up how you feel, you know, if that makes sense. Embrace the fact that you're not a very coherent person if you're just free talking. I have to really... The way that I communicate, it has to be very philosophical, otherwise I can't structure what I'm saying very well. Call it right brain dominance. That's what I've come to know it as. You know, it's just like I find it difficult to coherently construct sentences without being overly philosophical, because that's just how my brain works. So when I'm trying to like just be normal, I just don't know what to say, which probably contributes to the fact contributes to like why I'm just so awkward around people in general, you know. I mentioned I had like social anxiety, you know. I don't know if I want to, if that's so accurate. You know, who wants to like label themselves as having social anxiety? But it's more because, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know what to say, you know, like when it comes to normal stuff. I can tell you what I think are the important principles behind certain things from a higher perspective, aka spiritual like ideas and things like that. But like when it comes to just relaying normal stuff, I struggle. But it's not always the case. It depends. And so it's to be embraced. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. And I try to hide them because I'm human and I have fears and worries. And I don't want people to judge me, and I don't want to sound like a fucking idiot, which is probably what I'm sounding like right now, but... So why are you doing these entries, Bo? Why are you doing these fucking entries? If, like you said, you don't have anything to teach anyone, you know, you're not trying to sell anything to anyone, or maybe you are, but like you're not doing a very good job of it, you know, at least in terms of selling ideas to people, but like, or preaching to them. I like preaching, if you haven't noticed. What, you want to just talk to people about your feelings? Partly. So what's with the fucking ideas then? You know, why do you keep doing these entries about these ideas when you know inherently that people, you know, it's like when watching other people's videos, unless they're well structured and they kind of cater to me and like they and they have a really clear, concise message, I switch off of them. And yet, by that very thing, you know, like I make those kinds of videos where I just ramble and stuff, and it's like, where's the value in that? I just do them, and I'm hoping that through doing them, like I can give a subconscious message or a subliminal message. I want to brainwash you. I want to brainwash you and get you to like me. No. It's so subliminal that even I don't realize why I'm doing these entries. I do these entries because I love doing these entries. I don't like, this is what I mean, right? When I say love, in the same way when people say I love you, It's like, do you really mean that? Not all the time. If you're defining it in terms of like ecstatic love, where it's like, oh, I love doing this, it's like, no. Like sometimes I do things to escape my pain. You know, right? Right? We do things to escape our fucking pain, right? You know, addictive behavior and all of that stuff, you know, binging on things. Sometimes we do it because we're so numb we don't feel anything. And we're just trying to, like, we're desperate to try something that's going to get us to not feel numb anymore. Sometimes I make entries in that space, right? But, like, still I do them because I love doing these entries. AK, like, they're a part of me. In the same way that I breathe, I do these entries. And I'm hoping that through doing these entries, whether or not they have a practical application for you guys or whoever's watching this, I mean, you're free to dislike my videos. I'm just talking from my mind right now, and it's very messy and weird. But I'm hoping that by doing so, the message that I am championing, or like the thing that I am not championing, this is the thing with language, it's always implied that either you have to do something or something is the correct way of progression, or that like there is a responsibility or like anything like that. It's just like it's always cause and effect of language, but like right now it's just like, do you and embrace everything that comes up, even these weird, incoherent, scatterbrained things, because that's what we all want to communicate, right? We want to communicate these things, but we can't. At least that's truth in my case. I know that like my fucking thoughts are so weird and non-linear and like pedantic and like overly detailed, like, you know, like I've just picking up on like these weird moral nuances and like these weird things, or like, oh, like, is this gonna hurt them? Is this right? Am I communicating this thing right? And it's like, I'm a mess, really, but I'm not at the same time. You know, and like, there are probably this entry is probably like proof that there are probably better ways of expressing this. Maybe like art or like actions, because those are probably more representative of feeling and energy and all that stuff than words are. But if I were to salvage this shipwreck of like an entry, it's not a shipwreck. It's just weird. You know, it's probably one of the weirdest entries I've done, or the weirder entries I've done, where we're like without like any kind of specific message or like concept, but embrace yourself. Embrace the love. Embrace the pain. Embrace the confusion. You know, and just keep living. You're okay. You will be fine. When you pain, it is painful. It's fucking painful. It's no joke when you're in pain, but you go through it, and you go through whatever else, confusion, despair, loneliness, resentment, jealousy, sadness. And you come out the other end, and you're still you, and you're still beautiful. And yeah, like, keep going, guys. Weirdest entry ever, I know. But anyway, I hope you found that whatever. I don't know really. Probably more, yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this, and maybe the next one will be more coherent. We'll see, you know. So cool. Hope you guys are having a great day as usual. Keep going. I believe in you. You believe in me. What the fuck am I even saying? I'm just grasping at things to say now, but like, I hope. Okay, let me finish this off. This is what I was trying to say, but I got distracted. It's the energy that I was trying to convey. You know, and obviously, like, again, it's questionable, like, how powerful that transfer was, because most of it was very cerebral. Like, I'm just talking, basically, and I'm not really showing that much emotion or expressiveness, or giving any specific examples to you. You know, I'm just kind of listing off words and things like that, but, like, I hope at least the energy was transferred. To embrace. That was what I was trying to go for in this entry. Is to just be with yourself, be with the world, and to be with insecurity, to be with love, to be with everything, you know, everything that you have experienced in the last day, in the last year, in the last 25 years of your life, in all of your life. It is all part of you. It may be a part of the past, it may be a part of the present, it may be part of the future. It may have appeared many times throughout your life. But as long as you can embrace everything, you'll be fine. Yeah, so, and that was why I started these vlog entries. At least, you know, this newer style of vlog entries is because I wanted to express, not through words, but through my doing of these entries, that you can do, that you are, you know, at liberty. Again, this language thing is terrible, right? Like, for describing what I'm trying to describe right now, but like, you can express yourself, and it's fine. You know, you can express yourself and it's fine. Because whatever it is that you have to express, even if it's weird or shameful, just think about what it means to express that. Think about what it means to you. Think about what it means to other people. As long as you're conscious about it. Which is another thing. It's like I'm trying to like hit many different things. Because embracing everything means balance. And like maybe I'll talk about this idea of balance. I've talked about it before, but like I think it's emerging as one of the most important things right now for me anyway. Is this balance thing. It's like this. I've talked about things like and consciousness in previous entries, and that's kind of partly to do with that. You know, it's like, because like we tend to like latch onto, at least conceptually, different positions and different like ideas and different meanings, but it's like all of it's true. When you go through like all of your thoughts and all of your feelings, it's all true. It's like, I do feel this way. This person does annoy me, but at the same time, I feel bad for this person. But at the same, and like I should apologize and hug them, but like I should also like balance that with like, you know, my own kind of like telling them what I've like, you know, my boundaries, and like, you know, like every single little thing in life like has a full truth to it that's challenging for us to embrace, because like we're just, it's just the way that we're brought up, I think, or something like that, you know, or the way that our brains work is like we latch onto like very like different parts of the puzzle, you know. And like the reason I started these entries was like to try to expand personally for me like my range of expression, in my ability to like tackle like to like kind of explore many different perspectives, right? So one of the things I used to harp on a lot more about was building perspective, which means it doesn't mean to like just keep collecting perspective, right? It means you have to ground that with practicality, right? So like this channel is more or less a channel that's centered around like self-help, spirituality, personal development type of stuff, but it's also like do something with it, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna end this entry here. Like it's getting long and rambly, so cool. Thank you very much for watching this, guys. Whatever you're doing right now, I hope you keep at it. I hope you make time for what you love, though. You know, if you really do want to just eat that donut. But the next, but the next day, eat some. Continue eating your salad. Continue making your art, practicing, getting better, finding opportunities. You know, continue to like face your problems and your challenges, but also remembering that like you deserve that, like life is the long game, and you don't have to worry that much, because you'll have time. You know, you have time. Because what's the point? We're all going to die at some point, right? We're all going to fucking die. So what's the point? What's the point of hurrying? You know, rather, let's find that sweet spot between progress and peace. You know, find enough forward movement to get what you want to get done, to make the difference that you want to make in the world. But at the same time, take the time to be still and to find peace within yourself, so that you're not stressed, you're not overly worried, you know, and you're not thinking like super like pessimistic thoughts, you know. When that happens, you know, be present with it, but like, you get what I'm saying, right? Find that balance for you. That's what we're all after, right? It's to find that perfect resonance, that perfect alignment in life. That's why all of us have labeled things like enlightenment and all this other stuff, right? Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you very much for watching this, guys. I will leave you with that, and as always, I will catch you in the next entry. Peace out, guys. Mwah!